Success is not mysterious. It is not reserved for the lucky, the gifted, or the privileged. Yet most people will never experience it. Not because success is impossible, but because they refuse to live by the rules that success demands. People love the idea of success, but they hate the discipline, sacrifice, and discomfort that come with it. They want results without responsibility, rewards without effort, and victories without struggle. The truth is brutal but simple. Success has rules, and whether you like them or not, they apply to everyone equally. Break the rules, and life will break you. Follow them relentlessly, and life will eventually reward you. The first rule of success is radical responsibility. This is where most people fail before they even begin. Radical responsibility means accepting that your life is your fault. Your results, your failures, your income, your health, your relationships, and your mindset are all consequences of your decisions, not your parents, not your past, not your government, not your boss. You. The moment you blame something outside yourself, you give away your power. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. When you accept responsibility, you stop waiting for permission, excuses disappear, and action becomes inevitable. Successful people don't waste time complaining about unfairness. They adapt, adjust, and dominate whatever environment they are placed in. The second rule of success is clarity of vision. Most people drift through life with vague wishes instead of clear goals. They say they want to be rich, happy, successful, or free, but they have no concrete definition of what that actually means. Without clarity, effort is wasted, energy is scattered, time is lost. Successful people are obsessively clear about what they want. They know exactly where they are going, why they are going there, and what they are willing to sacrifice to get there. Clarity eliminates confusion and hesitation. When your vision is clear, decisions become simple. When it's not, every choice feels overwhelming. Success begins the moment you decide, with absolute certainty, what you want your life to look like. The third rule of success is discipline over motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes depending on mood, emotion, and circumstances. Discipline does not care how you feel. Discipline shows up when motivation disappears. Most people wait until they feel inspired to act, and that's why they stay average. Successful people build systems, routines, and habits that force progress even on bad days. They understand that consistency beats intensity. One disciplined action repeated daily will outperform random bursts of motivation every time. Discipline is doing what must be done, even when it is uncomfortable, boring, or painful. Especially then. The fourth rule of success is mastery of time. Time is the most valuable asset you will ever have, yet it is the most abused. People waste years scrolling, watching, gossiping, and procrastinating, then wonder why their lives never change. Successful people treat time like currency. Every hour is invested, not spent. They eliminate low-value activities and focus on actions that compound over time. They understand that you cannot manage time, only priorities. If something does not move them closer to their goals, it is reduced or removed. The brutal truth is this: how you spend your days is how you spend your life. Waste your time and you waste your future. The fifth rule of success is embracing discomfort. Growth and comfort do not coexist. If your life feels easy, predictable, and safe, you are not growing. Successful people intentionally place themselves in uncomfortable situations. They take risks. They face rejection. They do hard things daily. While others run from discomfort, they walk directly into it. Discomfort is the price of progress. Every skill learned, every limit broken, and every level reached requires temporary pain. Most people quit when it gets uncomfortable. That is why they never reach extraordinary levels. The willingness to endure discomfort longer than others is a massive competitive advantage. The sixth rule of success is relentless learning. The world changes fast. Skills become obsolete. Industries collapse. Opportunities shift. Those who stop learning fall behind. Successful people are lifelong students. They read, study, observe, and adapt constantly. They invest in knowledge, skills, and self-development even when it is inconvenient. They learn from books, mentors, failures, and experiences. Knowledge compounds just like money. The more you learn, the more valuable you become. Ignorance is expensive. Learning is profitable. If you want to succeed long-term, your growth must never stop. The seventh rule of success is control of environment. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower ever will. Most people fail because they stay in environments that reinforce laziness, negativity, and mediocrity. Successful people are ruthless about their surroundings. They choose who they spend time with, what content they consume, and what influences they allow into their minds. They understand that proximity creates probability. If you surround yourself with disciplined, ambitious people, discipline and ambition become normal. If you surround yourself with complainers and quitters, quitting becomes inevitable. Change your environment and your life will follow. The eighth rule of success is focus. Success does not come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things repeatedly. Most people are distracted, scattered, and reactive. They chase trends, multitask endlessly, and start what they never finish. Successful people focus deeply on a small number of high-impact goals. They say no more than they say yes. They protect their attention aggressively. Focus allows energy to compound. One focused year can outperform a decade of distraction. The ability to concentrate without distraction is becoming rare, which makes it incredibly valuable. The ninth rule of success is resilience. Failure is guaranteed. Setbacks are inevitable. Loss, rejection, and disappointment are part of the process. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is resilience. Successful people get knocked down and get back up repeatedly. They do not internalize failure as identity. They see it as feedback. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes training. They understand that quitting is permanent, but failure is temporary. As long as you don't quit, you haven't lost. The 10th rule of success is patience with persistence. Success takes time, longer than you expect, longer than you want. Most people quit too early because they underestimate how long it takes to build something meaningful. Successful people play the long game. They remain patient with results but aggressive with effort. They show up daily, even when progress feels invisible. They trust the process while relentlessly executing the plan. Persistence turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones over time. Small actions repeated for years create massive outcomes that look like overnight success to outsiders. These 10 rules are simple, but they are not easy. That is why most people ignore them. They require sacrifice, discipline, self-honesty, and courage. But if you follow them relentlessly, your life will change. Not instantly, not magically, but inevitably. Success does not reward intentions, it rewards execution. This is the reality most people refuse to accept. They think wanting something badly is enough. They think dreaming counts as progress. It does not. The world does not care about your potential. It only responds to results. Every rule of success becomes useless without relentless execution. You can know all 10 rules intellectually and still live an average life if you do not apply them daily. Knowledge without action is self-deception. Let's return to Rule 1, radical responsibility, because this is the foundation everything else is built on. Without it, nothing works. Most people say they want success, but what they really want is sympathy. They want someone to tell them it's not their fault. They want comfort, not change. Radical responsibility is the moment you stop asking, why did this happen to me, and start asking, what am I going to do about it? That shift alone separates leaders from victims. When you accept full responsibility, excuses lose their power. You stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances. You move with what you have, where you are, right now. This mindset is uncomfortable because it removes every escape route, but it is also empowering because it puts control back in your hands. Rule 2, clarity of vision is what keeps you from wasting years of your life chasing the wrong things. Most people are busy, but they are not productive. They confuse movement with progress. They wake up every day reacting to life instead of directing it. Without a clear vision, You become a slave to distractions, trends, and other people's expectations. Successful people do the opposite. They design their future first, then reverse engineer their actions. Their goals are not vague fantasies. They are specific, measurable, and time-bound. They know what success looks like down to the smallest detail. When your vision is clear, your tolerance for nonsense disappears. You stop entertaining distractions because you know what they are costing you. Rule 3. Discipline over motivation becomes critical when life gets hard because life will get hard. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on who you decide to be. High achievers do not rely on inspiration. They rely on identity. They see themselves as disciplined people, and disciplined people act consistently regardless of mood. They build routines that remove decision fatigue. They don't ask themselves if they feel like working. They work because it's what they do. Discipline compounds silently. No one applauds you for waking up early, staying consistent, or saying no to temptation, but over time, those invisible decisions create visible dominance. Rule 4. Mastery of time is where dreams either live or die. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference is how those hours are used. Most people leak time. They lose it to distractions that provide short-term pleasure and long-term regret. They say they don't have time, but what they really mean is they don't have priorities. Successful people schedule their lives around what matters most. They plan their days intentionally. They protect their mornings. They batch low-value tasks and eliminate unnecessary obligations. They understand that saying yes to one thing means saying no to another. Time is not just passing. It is passing you. If you don't control it, it will control you. Rule 5. Embracing discomfort is the rule that filters out the weak. Most people want growth, but they avoid the exact conditions that create it. They want confidence without challenge, success without risk, and strength without struggle. That is not how reality works. Every meaningful level up in life requires discomfort. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. Discomfort is every meaningful level up in life requires discomfort. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a signal that something is working. High achievers reframe pain as progress. They don't avoid difficult conversations, demanding schedules, or intimidating opportunities. They lean into them. They understand that comfort is seductive, but it kills potential. If your life feels too comfortable, you are probably not pushing hard enough. Rule 6. Relentless learning is what keeps successful people relevant and dangerous in a changing world. The moment you stop learning, you start declining. Skills that made you successful yesterday may be useless tomorrow. High achievers never assume they know enough. They stay curious. They read books most people ignore. They study psychology, strategy, money, and human behavior. They learn from failure faster than others learn from success. Learning gives you leverage. It allows you to do more with less effort. In a competitive world, the person who learns faster wins. Rule 7. Control of environment is about protecting your mind like it matters, because it does. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your environment shapes your thoughts. If you surround yourself with negativity, laziness, and low standards, those traits will become normal to you. High achievers are intentional about what they allow into their mental space. They limit exposure to toxic people, meaningless content, and constant noise. They create environments that make discipline easier and distraction harder. This is not arrogance. It is survival. You cannot expect to live an extraordinary life while swimming in an average environment. Rule 8. Focus is rare, and rarity creates value. The modern world is designed to destroy your attention. Notifications, social media, endless entertainment. Most people are constantly interrupted, constantly stimulated, and constantly distracted. As a result, they never go deep enough to produce anything meaningful. High achievers train their focus like a muscle. They work in blocks. They eliminate distractions. They commit to finishing what they start. Focus allows ordinary effort to produce extraordinary results. 1 focused hour beats 8 distracted ones. Master your attention, and you master your outcomes. Rule 9. Resilience is the backbone of success. If you cannot handle failure, you are not built for success. Every successful person has been rejected, embarrassed, doubted, and defeated. The difference is that they didn't stop. They didn't make failure personal, they used it as data. They adjusted and kept moving. Resilience is not about being fearless. It is about acting despite fear. It is about getting back up when quitting would be easier. The path to success is not straight. It is messy, painful, and unpredictable. Resilience keeps you in the game long enough to win. Rule 10, patience with persistence is the final filter. Most people quit too soon. They overestimate what they can do in a month and underestimate what they can do in 5 years. High achievers understand compounding. They trust that small, consistent actions will eventually create massive results. They don't need immediate validation. They stay committed even when progress is invisible. Persistence without patience leads to burnout. Patience without persistence leads to stagnation. You need both. Here is the truth most people will never accept. Success is boring. It is repetitive. It is unglamorous. It is built on routines no one sees, sacrifices no one applauds, and consistency no one celebrates. But over time, those boring actions create extraordinary freedom. While others chase shortcuts, successful people commit to fundamentals. While others look for hacks, they build habits. While others quit, they persist. Success is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming a stronger, more disciplined version of who you already are. It is about aligning your actions with your goals, your habits with your values, and your time with your vision. These 10 rules are not optional. They are non-negotiable. You either live by them, or you pay the price of ignoring them. And the price of ignoring them is a life of regret. If this message hit you, if it made you uncomfortable, if it forced you to think differently about your life, then don't walk away like nothing happened. This channel exists for people who refuse to stay average, who are tired of excuses, and who are ready to level up their mindset every single day. Subscribe now, not later, not someday, now. Because every video on this channel is designed to push you harder, wake you up, and remind you what you're capable of. Most people won't subscribe because they want comfort, not growth. If you're different, prove it. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and commit to becoming better every day.